Okay, hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to Christmas Eve's JFD Brokers Traders Espresso with me, Darius Anucauskas. So I hope you're having a wonderful morning. For those um, who are not on holidays, are still looking into the markets. Um, Today, of course, we'll have a very quiet day due to the, well, obvious reasons, of course. But still, nevertheless, there could be some activity here, could be a little bit of movement. So at least we'll have a look at what's happening, well, what happened last week, how we can prepare ourselves for future trading days. But before we start looking at the charts, as always, let's quickly have a read through our risk disclaimer. So, the content we produce does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation, should not be considered as such, and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. As always, a few seconds for you to read the rest and we can continue. Okay, so now then, let's quickly jump into the charts. Now, the first one I want to touch on is the FTSE 100. Certainly, the FTSE is going to be open today, but only for a little bit. Like the majority of the indices, they will have an early close. So looking at the FTSE here, last week, looking at this 4-hour chart, of course, last week we had a nice drop here where the index managed to push lower, managed to test this area here again on Friday, the area around the 6,675 zone, which was last time tested here. Well, actually, last time it was tested here the same week, but where it went and where it acted as a very nice area of support here, it was on the 6th of December. So you can see that the index managed to rebound from it and pushed higher. Now, of course, that gives a bit more hope for the bulls, as we understand that the equity markets are quite oversold. And of course, this is what we could have a look at here. And looking at this daily chart here, guys, you can see that, yes, I mean, we're still below this very short-term tentative upside support line, which in a way, actually, we could get rid of right now. It's probably no longer valid. But what's more important here is that this little short-term downside resistance line taken from the peak of the 8th of August. And in a way, if this decides to travel back up here, then, yep, we could see maybe a retest of this downside resistance line. Certainly, I'm not talking already about the potentially getting back towards the opening price for this year, which was here, as you can see, by this slightly thicker line here. So certainly we are going to close the year in the red, but nevertheless we could see maybe a bit of retracement back up, especially if we get a nice push above the 6,790 level, and this way we could then target the areas like the 6,850 or even these highs here that we had around the 13th of December, and that was approximately around the 6,915 zone. So keep your eyes on that one, of course. On the downside, well, if this continues to drop further down and breaks below the 6,675 level, then yep, of course, you could in a way brace yourselves for another push lower, where the index would create some new lower lows, and the next potential target that we're going to be keeping an eye on here is the 6,610 area, approximately there. Now, just to show you what that level was in the past here, if we go here all the way back here towards the this area, 6,610, and it acted as a very nice area of support here back in August 2016, and the same year's July month as well. It acted as a very nice area of resistance on the 5th of July. So in a way, quite an interesting level becomes this one. So this could be our next potential target if this drops below the 6,650 675 zone. So certainly if that doesn't hold, if the 6,610 level doesn't hold, then yeah, further declines could be possible, and this is where we will be looking at the 6,433 zone, approximately there, marked near the lows of the 5th of July. So keep your eyes on that one, guys, and let's see how that plays out. Certainly it will be an interesting market to monitor, especially going into the last few trading days of this year. So yep, let's see where it actually wants to end the year. Does it actually want to retrace a little bit higher, or actually does it want to go lower here and break these key areas of support? But to be honest, it is quite overextended to the downside, so it would be nice to see a bit of recovery here towards the higher levels here. Jumping into gold, and gold, of course, the safe haven commodity and the safe haven instrument, let's put it that way. Certainly it continues to push higher. It continues to aim for the 1266 level that was reached on the 20th of December briefly. So this is where we're going to aim for the 1266 level again, because a nice good pop above this could open the path towards the 1283 zone, approximately there. Now the 1283 acted as a very nice area of resistance here back in June, on the 19th of June, and also acted as a very good area of support here on the 21st of May. So quite an important level to watch. But of course, if that doesn't hold, I mean, further acceleration to the upside could be possible, where we could then aim for the psychological 1300 level. But for now, let's go step by step. Let's first see what it wants to do with the 1266, if it wants to break it or not. If it doesn't, then we could see maybe a bit of a retracement back to the downside here, and this is where you could play a short-term game here. In a way, you can see this area here. Let me just quickly move this arrow, so you can see that this area here, the 1258, kind of acted as an interesting point and stalling point here temporarily. Of course, you could keep an eye on that one, but for those who are more on the cautious side, you could in a way drag this potential area here towards the 1253, and a nice good drop below the 1253 could open the path towards this upside support line. And let me just actually slightly adjust it, because it's kind of skewed a little bit here. So up there, this way probably will be as easier. This is a bit of a tentative one, guys. I mean, don't really focus too much on it, but nevertheless, quite an interesting line this is. You could in a way keep your eyes on the very short-term one, which is this one. So of course we could target this potential area of support here near this line, which is around the 1247 area, something like that. But to be honest, all these lines are kind of in a way just a bit of tentative ones. Probably will stick to basically support levels and resistance levels here. So in a way, if this decides to drop lower here, if gold decides to travel below the 1250 zone, or 1251, I should correct myself here, which was marked here by the highs of the 9th of December, and also got held here on the 19th of December as well. So this is where we will target the 1240 4150 zone. Now this could be a nice potential area of support here. This area here was marked by the lows of the 19th of December here, so good potential area. But again, for us to see these lower levels, we would need to see a nice good drop below the 1251 level again. But for now, judging by the picture that we're seeing here on gold, it seems that it wants to continue traveling higher. Now looking at one crypto that I wanted to quickly show you guys, and that's basically Ethereum. Now Ethereum is having a wonderful pop here this morning, breaking some key resistance areas, and certainly having a nice rebound here from this 125.75 zone, and then pushing higher nicely, breaking the R1 and R2. And now we probably need to slightly adjust a few levels here, guys. So basically it managed to break this key area of resistance at around 146 zone, marked by the high of the 20th of November. So now it's kind of, you can see that it retraced back down. Certainly it's currently getting held here by this 146 level, and it's acting as a very nice area of support. If this suddenly drops below the 146, now of course you could in a way target these highs that we saw around the 23rd of December on Sunday. So yep, you could in a way keep your eyes on that one, and that was approximately around the 133 level. But if that doesn't hold and we see further slides here lower, then well, I mean, you could in a way target much lower levels. We could in a way maybe move back down towards this short-term, in a way tentative upside support line taken from the lows of the 17th of December, and you could in a way keep your eyes on this area here around the 125 zone again. But like I said, I'll repeat myself, if this breaks here, if the 146 level doesn't hold, it doesn't act as a very nice area of support, then yep, further declines towards the 133 could be possible. And if that's still not enough for the bears, then yep, further decline towards this upside support line, this short-term tentative upside support line could be possible. Now in terms of the upside, very quickly here, we would probably need to look at these highs, the newly established highs around the 151.5, approximately there, guys. So, and this is where you could then, if we do get a nice pop above this level, now this is where you could then target this little area here, which acted previously as a very nice area of support. Now it could play out as a nice area of resistance, and that was around the 165 level, which was marked here by the lows of the 15th of November and the 14th of November. So keep your eyes on that one. Certainly, if that doesn't stop the price from acceleration, then 180 level, this could be a good possibility for this crypto to reach. So long story short, guys, on the upside, the 151.50 approximately there, and on the downside is the 146.50 level. So keep your eyes on down these two levels, these potential breaks here. Let's see how this plays out today, and we might potentially squeeze something interesting out of it. Jumping into USDJPY, certainly this looks weak. Let me just jump into the daily here, so you can see that overall, yes, the pair is kind of looks weakened, and certainly for now we're just going to observe these key areas of support and resistance. So basically we're going to look at this newly found area of support near the 110.882 area, approximately there. So a nice good drop below this could send this this pair lower here towards the 110.35, or even actually going all the way here towards the 109.75, which was marked here by the lows of the 21st of August. But then again, for now we're going to remain very cautious, and looking at this 4-hour chart, for example, you can see that it tried to make a new push higher here, currently still sitting below the pivot. Certainly that's a bit of a negative sign here for today for this pair, to be honest, but I doubt that we're going to have a lot of activity here in this in the market. So be very careful here, be very cautious. Now on the upside, from the very short-term perspective, you could in a way keep your eyes on these highs. You can see that they acted as a very nice area of resistance, this 111.45 area, approximately there, 46, 45, something like that. A nice good push above this could potentially open the path towards higher levels, and especially this is where we're going to monitor the 112.20 zone. So approximately there, it previously acted as a very nice area of support here, but now it could act as a nice area of resistance. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. So basically, again, I'll repeat myself, on the downside the 110.82 area, approximately there, and on the upside is the 111.45, 46, something like that. So a nice good pop above that level could open the path towards higher levels. And looking at the euro dollar, now the euro dollar here is yes, last week, let me just quickly show you the weekly chart. So last week had a nice push higher, managed to reach the area here around the 1.1480. Let me just actually jump back into the 4-hour. So managed to reach around this area, this high around the 114.86 approximately there, got held there, and the rate managed to decline lower. And this is where I was talking about this, guys, on Friday especially. I was telling you to keep an eye on the 114.40 43 area, because you can see that initially was acting as nice area of support, but then got broken, and this opened the gate. It was the gateway towards much lower levels here, where the pair managed to reach the 113.65 zone. So of course we're still above this short-term, in a way tentative upside support line taken from the lows of the 12th of November. But certainly with this negativity that we saw here on Friday, we could see maybe a bit of a more declines here towards the downside, towards this upside support line, where if it holds, if it continues to hold, then I mean we could see maybe a rebound and a push back up here towards these previous higher levels. But for now, be very cautious. If let's say this suddenly decides to travel back up straight away here, for us to get more comfortable with higher levels, we will probably need to wait until this gets back above the 114.43 zone approximately there here, and then we'll aim for the 114.86 and or even the psychological 115 level. But for now, of course, we will be very cautious. We will be very careful for the downside. In order to kind of consider much lower levels in the near term, we would need to see this one dropping back down, not only below this upside support line, but also below the 113.30 level. So keep your eyes on this one, guys. Let's see how this plays out. Certainly, probably doubt that there will be much activity this week, but nevertheless we could squeeze something out of it. So okay, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day today. For those who are still trading, of course, yep, happy trading. And for those who are not trading, who are finished and are back only after Christmas, so yep, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas, and I hope you have a wonderful period here. I mean, this holiday period. And yep, guys, if you want to join me later on at my Traders Tea Time, that's wonderful. I will be waiting for you, and that's 14:15 GMT time. But bye for now.